Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Oh, the great defensive end, Hall of Famer Alan Page blowing the Vikings horn to get things going at home here for the Minnesota crowd. Beautiful day here in Minneapolis. 64 degrees, little humidity, but that's okay, little breeze. It's a great day for football.
Beautiful day for football.
All right, what do you make of this? Quickly, Kirk, what do you think of this matchup?
Well, it's a rebound matchup for both teams. They didn't play well. Detroit and Minnesota last week looking for a week 2 victory to start this season up.
Sam Martin kicks it off and brought back by Cordero Patterson. Finds the lane, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. 33-yard return, Kyle Van Noy on the tackle. And the Vikings, led by Teddy Bridgewater, the second-year quarterback out of Louisville, 6 wins as a starter, finished last season strong. They feel he's an accurate passer, but was a little jittery last week.
Yeah, a lot of his teammates said he was a little bit rattled last week. So want to start off a little bit faster than they did last week in San Francisco.
The fullback, Zach Klein shifts. Adrian Peterson, no hold. He was stopped, got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Let's check out the Vikings on offense. Their offensive line rebuilt, especially on the right side and in the middle. Joe Berger, the versatile man, moves to center with John Sullivan out, and Phil Lodeholt was injured in preseason. Adrian Peterson is the key to that offense. Yeah,
but you got to look at Mike Wallace. He's going to be able to extend the field and get some of those defenders out of the box.
The fake, the delay to Peterson, good hold for Adrian Peterson. And the fans respond. An 11-yard gain.
We've already seen 2 plays, 2 runs to Adrian Peterson, trying to find his comfortable spot. Remember, this is a new offense for Adrian Peterson. Only 1 game last year, we know 1 game last week, so really his 3rd game in Norv Turner's offense.
3 wide receivers in for the Vikings. Jarius Wright III. The delay to Peterson as they try to get him going. They're feeding him the ball. He gets a couple of yards on the play. Jason Jones, the defensive end, with a stop. A revamped defensive line, but a strong defensive line with Haloti Ngata and Tyron Walker brought in and providing the strength up front. Bynes starts at 1 outside linebacker position. DeAndre Levy is still out there, best defensive player, missing his 2nd straight game. That pass batted away. Haloti Ngata, the big bruising defensive tackle who was replaced in Ndamukong Suh, and he's the big man in the middle.
It's not a new defense for Haloti Ngata because he was with Terrell Austin when they were in Baltimore. But for him, it's a new scheme as far as he's a penetrator now. He's a guy that just gets off on the football, that time gets his hands up, and makes a big play early on.
So here is 3rd and 8. 6 defensive backs in for the Lions.
Hey, 57, 5 down.
3 wide receivers to the right side. Bridgewater rolling and throwing, and it's caught by Jarius Wright. And he made the catch in bounds at the 45 of the Lions. A 17-yard pickup on 3rd down.
This is what Norv Turner talks about with Teddy Bridgewater. He's an accurate quarterback when he gets out of the pocket. That time buys a little bit of time, throws the football right to Jarius Wright on the outside. A good job getting both feet down by Jarius Wright.
55.
Minnesota looking to up-tempo here as they come to the line quickly. Adrian Peterson takes it outside, turns it into a big gain, and he's run out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Darius Slade chased him out, 25-yard run, and the Vikings are doing what they wanted to do.
This is what Adrian Peterson talked about. I have to be patient. I have to allow my blocks to get there. And he's setting up the blocks, able to get to the outside. He's still learning. And he's able, when he gets to the outside, not a lot of guys can catch Adrian Peterson, but so far, he's being patient in the running game.
First down at the 20, right up in the shotgun. Peterson had some difficulty with that last week. This time he carries for a gain of 5 to the 15-yard line. Peterson already with more yards in his first possession than he had all of last week. Or Monday night, actually.
Well, last week, remember, this was sort of his first time in these shotgun runs, where Teddy Bridgewater getting the snap from center 5 yards deep. It's all about the alignment of Adrian Peterson, something he said he worked on all of last week.
3 wide receivers in. It's Peterson. He juggled it. He holds on. He looks for an opening, and he fights his way for 2 yards to the 13-yard line. There's the offensive coordinator of the Vikings, Norm Turner, who said, we've got to run the ball better to win, and we've got to control the Lions' front.
Yeah, absolutely. But it starts up front with the offensive line, making sure they locate who they need to block, because last week they didn't convert on third downs. And this is something that they preached all week long. If we want to keep the football, time of possession, we have to convert on third down, something Teddy Bridgewater talked about a lot with us.
3rd and 3. Peterson goes in motion. Bridgewater on the quarterback draw. First down to the 6-yard line. 7-yard run on third down, and the Vikings converting here on this drive.
Another added element to the offense. You don't want to take this away from Teddy Bridgewater. His ability to use his legs. Watch his eyes. He's looking downfield, then go. This is a design run, and if they stay in this zone, the Detroit Lions stay in this zone, Teddy Bridgewater will kind of pick them apart as he's able to not only run, but hold the football and get it to the outside in the passing game.
Lions need a big play here. Peterson looking for an opening. There isn't one. That's good work up front by the Lions, led by the middle linebacker, Stephen Tulloch. Maybe got a yard. Adrian Peterson has gone 109 carries without scoring a touchdown. And that's the
2nd and goal at the 5.
A low point for him. It's the longest such streak of his career. 93. Tyron Walker was brought in from New Orleans. Out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers in. Bridgewater sends everybody out. Throw. Touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, the tight end. A great drive by the Vikings.
This is another guy who you want to get involved in the passing game. Rudolph just runs a simple up and sits down. He finds a way, finds a hole within that zone. Jarius Wright attracts the attention of the defense. He comes in motion, attracts the defense. Everybody's looking at him, and then you forget about Rudolph in the back of the end zone. That's an easy pitch and catch for Teddy Bridgewater. Touchdown Vikings.
Here's the 33-yard extra point try by Blair Walsh, and it's through. And the Vikings start the game in outstanding fashion. Teddy Bridgewater finishes off the 75-yard drive with a touchdown pass.
Sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your airfare now at southwest.com.
We're on the campus of the University of Minnesota, and the Vikings using this stadium as their home field for the 2nd and final year. Next year, a brand new stadium. 11 plays, 75 yards. Cordero Patterson started it with a 33-yard kickoff return, and the Vikings offense took it from there.
But it was all about Adrian Peterson. Touching the ball 7 times. Remember last week, he didn't have a lot of carries. But this week, already showing, hey, we're going to get the football to our blazing runner, helping him out in that first drive.
Blair Walsh with the long kick through the end zone. No chance for a return for Amir Abdullah. Kyle Rudolph with a touchdown grab. And the Vikings celebrate the opening touchdown.
This game is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
We are back, and Matthew Stafford leads the Detroit Lions on the field. 4 consecutive seasons of passing for over 4,000 yards. Look at that average. The best all time. Has moved ahead of Drew Brees. From the 20, with an empty backfield, he puts it up off the hands of the tight end, Eric Ebron. They're without their other fine tight end, Brandon Pettigrew, out with an injury. Lions offensive line, they've had injuries. Larry Warford is back. Cornelius Lucas is starting at right tackle. as they look for better play on the offensive line. They got off to a great start against San Diego and then faded in that game last week. The two tight ends in. It's Amir Abdullah, and he runs into a wall. No gain on the play. 3rd and 10.
Amir Abdullah last week against the San Diego Chargers, his first game, did unbelievable for this offense. And they didn't expect this. They said, hell, he's a rookie, but how's he going to play in a real game? A real game. And last week, his first carry, a touchdown, but also what he does in the return game as well. He's got better hands than you think, but you're going to see a lot of Amir Abdullah for this offense for the Lions today.
Joyce Bell has come in to replace him in the backfield. It's loud down there as Stafford checks off. 3 wide receivers in. Stafford being rushed and completes it. Golden Tate with a first down up to the 39-yard line. Captain Munderland on the stop, a gain of 19, a big 3rd down play.
You're the Detroit Lions. You know you have to stop the double A-gap pressure by the Minnesota Vikings. That time, Matthew Stafford, knowing he's going to get hit. That time, Eric Kendricks, the linebacker, hits him right as he throws the football, but he stands in there, delivers a strike to Golden Tate, and they convert on 3rd down. This is what they didn't do enough of in San Diego. Keep the chains moving. That's how they're going to run more plays this week than they did a week ago.
Michael Burton, the fullback, Amir Abdullah, the tailback, and it's Abdullah with good quickness. Gets up to the 45-yard line. Gerald Hodges, the tackle. This is a hit by Melvin Ingram, the linebacker for San Diego. And after that, Stafford may have been affected a little bit. Wore a sleeve on his right arm.
He talked about being hit on his funny bone. He said he lost feeling in that hand and that arm for a little bit. He had to shake it off. He said he felt fine a little bit later, but he felt every bit of that hit from Ingram.
Joyce Bell, the running back. Fullback Burton stays in. 3 wide receivers. It's Joyce Bell. Not anything there. Linval Joseph, the big defensive tackle, with a stop. No gain.
This Vikings defense definitely playing with a chip on its shoulder this week. They came out against San Francisco. They thought the 49ers had more energy than they did. They thought they came out flat. San Francisco came out with the 3 tight ends, 1 back in the backfield, and said, we're just going to run it at you. And the Vikings felt that, hey, we just didn't step up to the challenge.
3rd and 3 for the Lions. With 3 wide receivers. And it's batted away. Brian Robinson bursting through the defensive end. Gets the arms up and denied that quick pass to the side.
Brian Robinson did not get a sack last week, but watch him get off the ball here. Just get off the ball, get his hands up, knock the football down. That time, he's going to set up a screen by the Lions offense. But how do you defeat screens? You get off the ball, get your hands up. Hopefully something good happens. That time, Robinson getting his hand up, knocking it down.
Lions beat the Vikings twice last season, once here 17-3, and did a lot of that short passing and screen game that hurt the Vikings. Sam Martin on the punt. Marcus Sherrill's on the return for the Vikings. Steps out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line. 42-yard punt, 7-yard return. Matthew Stafford upset that the Lions didn't get it done.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. And by DraftKings. Free 1-week fantasy football at DraftKings.com.
I think that's how Peter Schrager got to the sideline to get ready for the game today.
No, not me. I don't think either Peter, no. We took a bus here. We're good.
Okay. Vikings start from the 19, their second possession. Adrian Peterson, 7 carries, 45 yards on the first one. This time he's stopped for a loss. Outstanding play by Ziggy Ansah, the defensive end, a loss of 2.
Ziggy Ansah this year is just showing that he's not just a pass rusher. Being able to go out and engage, get off the block, and go make a play. You think of Ziggy as the pass rushing defensive end specialist, but he's showing this year that he's stout in the running game as well.
Out of the shotgun, Peterson looks for an opening. Gets up to the 24-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Adrian Peterson, the former MVP of the NFL in 2012. Last season played 1 game, then was suspended for the remainder of the season for the off-field problems that he had, but he's come back. He's strong. And we talked to him the other day. This man is one of the strongest players you'll ever meet.
He almost broke your hand as well as mine, just shaking it. But he said he missed football, and he's so excited to be back out there, especially with the guys, being able to be with them all off season, mini camp and OTAs.
Derek McKinnon is in for Peterson. That pass is caught, and it's close to the first down line. The pass to Mike Wallace. This is going to be very close on this spot.
I don't think he got it. They called it. That time, Mike Wallace just went up and just kind of an in route. And that time, shielding Darius Slay from the football and just kind of body him. Just shield your body, grab the ball, get down. They got a first down. That time, just playing big football, big boy football. But I think they probably want to take a look at that.
All right, let's see if Jim Caldwell challenges. He's thrown the red flag. He's going to challenge the spot here.
Detroit is challenging the ruling on the field with a line to gain. Timeout.
Bill Vinovich is our referee. He's going to check it out. The Lions need some help here. The coaches on their respective sidelines, Mike Zimmer of the Vikings, Jim Caldwell of Detroit.
After reviewing the play, the runner was down short of the line to gain. There'll be 4th and a half-yard line. Detroit is not charged a timeout. That is their first challenge. If they win the second, they'll get a 3rd.
Our man Kirk Morrison right on the call.
I thought the drive on the football by Darius Slay, right there in the hip pocket of Mike Wallace, and able to drive on the football and see that knee gets down. I knew they would have to take a look at that because a great play by Darius Slay, driving on the football and making a tackle before the first down.
Good challenge by Jim Caldwell. And the Vikings will punt. Jeff Locke will punt it away. Golden Tate is deep for the Lions. Long, high kick. Fair catch wait for by Golden Tate at the 19-yard line. The notorious Conor McGregor is back, and he's taking over an all-new season of The Ultimate Fighter.
They call me an instigator, a troublemaker, a wild card, and a rebel. So don't miss an all-new Ultimate Fighter Wednesdays, only on FS1.
Would you try that?
I did try it. You remember? Yeah, I have a couple scars on my face that I had to stop. I did train as an NFL player, trained, doing a little MMA. Probably was in some of the best shape of my life, I'll tell you that.
Wow. 53-yard punt. The Lions were called for a penalty on the play, and that sets the ball back to the 9-yard line.
This guy right here, 81, hasn't been targeted yet. I know it's only been 1 drive, but this is something all week that the Detroit Lions offensive coaches have had to hear about. They've had to. Why doesn't Calvin Johnson get more touches in that week 1 matchup? Well, I know coverage may dictate it, but there's always an answer for Calvin Johnson, that you can find a way to get him open. So we'll see some of the creative ways that Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator for the Lions, came up with this week, but he's such a game breaker. Calvin Johnson can break open the game. So with this amount of space right now, possibly maybe even see him take a shot down the field just to loosen up the coverage.
We know a key matchup will be Calvin Johnson against Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, but most of the time, as San Diego did last week, they'll put 2 men on Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, why not? Sometimes you may need to put 3. I mean, he's just that type of football player, but Xavier Rhodes understands he's going to get some man-to-man. He's going to have to go out there and sort of bow his neck, but Mike Zimmer said the confidence that he has in Xavier Rhodes, that he's up for the challenge. He's not scared.
Time for a game break. Let's go to the studio in L.A. to Mike Hill.
All right, guys. Bears looking for an answer after giving it up a touchdown on the opening kickoff. Here it is. Jay Cutler to Josh Bellamy getting his first career touchdown catch in his 4th NFL season.
Roar! Thanks, Mike. With our guys at the Emmys, Mike Hill in the studio. Stafford on first down gets it to Calvin Johnson. across the 15-yard line, close to the 17. Give him 7 yards on the reception. Only 2 catches last week. One was a 28-yarder on the Lions' first possession of the game, and then the next one didn't come till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that time, though, Captain Munnerlyn, another guy who you're going to throw. Different guys, different matchups for Calvin Johnson. That time, Captain Munnerlyn playing the underneath coverage on Calvin Johnson that last play.
Joyke Bell, the running back. The fullback is in as well. Michael Burton, Bell, nowhere to go. They're stopped at the 15 for a loss. Ryan Robinson leading the way, a loss of 2.
Yeah, but watch this line slide, especially right here. Sharif Floyd, watch him. Watch how he gets up the field and just try to cause havoc. You knock the guard back. You say that you can't go this far anyway. Turn it back into your guys, and then you rally to the ball. It's a good job of team defense right there. Minnesota corralling the ball carrier, but it's the penetration by Sharif Floyd making that play.
Lance Moore in as a third wide receiver. They split to tight end Eric Ebron, and flags fly as there was movement on the line.
I think they may get Everson Griffin at the bottom for jumping off sides.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Let's go to the sideline and check in with Peter Schrager. Peter.
Hey, Sam. You know, Lions fans might be wondering, how come the 49ers are able to run all over this defense and we're struggling so much? Talked to Joe Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, and he said, hey, look, the 49ers had 3 tight ends in. They went 3 tight end sets 26 times. This team, with Brandon Pettigrew out, they don't have the tight end personnel. They can't go jumbo like that.
They're going with 2 tight ends right here, Ebron and Tim Wright. Off the play fake, Stafford. And the catch made by Ebron for a short gain up to the 23. Give him 3 yards. Chad Greenway was covering Eric Ebron. Ebron, the second-year man out of North Carolina. They need more from him this year.
Yes, but he's concentrated more this year on his blocking to be an every down tight end. You know, last year he was more of the receiving tight end. This year, more of an emphasis on his technique and being able to block some of these better defensive ends in the NFL.
3 receivers to the right, including the fullback, Michael Burton. Now Calvin Johnson motion. Stafford looking for Johnson, not open. Flag on the play, and the side pass is incomplete, intended for Joyke Bell. Kind of a shovel pass by Matthew Stafford. Let's check out the flag.
I think they may get Riley Reif, the left tackle, at the end on Everson Griffin. Just a little bit of a hold at the end.
Bill Vinovich, who was the referee in the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Yeah, Riley Reif right here, the tackle. And he does a good job. He's got his guy, got his hands out, but that's not where they call it. They call it right here as Matthew Stafford escapes the pocket, but Riley Reif holds on just a little too long, and they get him for holding on Everson Griffin.
3 wide receivers in. The ball back to the 13-yard line, 2nd and 17. Stafford being rushed. Screen pass to Joyke Bell, and he's stopped by the middle linebacker. Gerald Hodges with a quick penetration. Read it well. He got help from Captain Munnerlyn, and they stop it for no gain.
It's all about being a spy. That time, Gerald Hodges, he's a spy. He's got the back. And so wherever the back goes, you go. Watch Hodges. He's right in here. He sees the back, and he goes, gets the foot. Go find the football, find the back, make a play. Good job, Gerald Hodges. That's his job. You find the back. Wherever he goes, you go with him, making a big play on 2nd down and long.
They need to get to the 30-yard line for a first down, and a timeout is called by the Vikings. We are late first quarter. Lions trying to find some rhythm on offense.
Minnesota.
The Vikings, who scored on the opening possession of the game, lead the Lions 7-0. It's early in the game. The Lions are really struggling to find their offense thus far. Here's a 3rd and 17. 5 defensive backs in for the Vikings. Joyke Bell is the running back with 3 wide receivers in. Stafford being pressured. Throws, and falling out of bounds was Calvin Johnson. He's ruled out of bounds. It's incomplete. Xavier Rhodes covering on the play.
It's that halo coverage I like to talk about. Xavier Rhodes underneath, but then also look at Harrison Smith right over the top. This is the coverage that you're going to get all day with Calvin Johnson. One guy underneath and a safety right over the top.
Didn't get the feet down. The Lions are forced to punt. Sam Martin's second punt. Marcus Sherrills is deep for the Vikings, back around his own 40. Low kick. Sherrills lets it bounce. Takes a Vikings bounce and it's touched down by the Lions. Vikings have good field position as they get the ball after a 38-yard punt. Vikings have a 7-0 lead. Back here in Minneapolis, Vikings have the ball. We have Peter Schrager on the sideline. Peter.
Sam, you know, Adrian Peterson wasn't physically with the team last year, but in a lot of ways he was with the team. He was texting different players throughout the season, and he said on Sundays he was like a fan. He's watching from his couch, but it was killing him. He said the biggest thing he learned while he was gone from football last year, you don't know what you got till it's gone. He absolutely missed it, and now he's back.
And he is determined to have a big season. He was really disappointed with his play last week.
Yeah, he said his worst game as a professional last week. He said he could not wait until Sunday got here.
Lions have made some changes on the defensive line. We'll pick them up in a moment. Vikings start at midfield. Delayed handoff to Adrian Peterson. He bounces it the other way and turns it into an 8-yard gain. Looked like a play that had trouble getting going, and Peterson turned it into a nice gain.
Yeah, but it's all about the patience now. And you look at some of the honors he's got. He's been an MVP. He's been to 6 Pro Bowls, 97 yards a game. But with Adrian Peterson, he says, look, this year it's about understanding, hey, I'm in a new offense. I have to be patient. I have to let my blocks set up. But also, he's a leader of this football team. People watch him. They want to see how is he going to be about his business. And so far this season, he's showing everybody that he's going to be back.
Josh Wilson, the cornerback, is shaken up on the play. Wilson, the veteran out of the University of Maryland, was with Arizona. The Lions picked him up this year. The hit on Adrian Peterson, and that seemed to shake him up. That left arm, the left shoulder.
Looked like probably a shoulder. They're trying to get in there and hit Adrian Peterson. We always say it's a business decision trying to hit Adrian Peterson. That is a big man coming with a lot of force, but you get down to the situation, 2nd and 1. Norv Turner likes to take a shot down the field here. Likes to throw it in the end zone, almost like a throwaway down here. I'm looking at the 2 outside guys here, Mike Wallace, Charles Johnson.
Second, about 1.5 yards. And it's Peterson again. Nothing there. He takes it outside. There's Adrian Peterson. What a magnificent runner. Again, turning nothing into a 6-yard gain and a first down.
But he's so fast to the line of scrimmage. That's what happens with Adrian Peterson. He gets here, he waits, and then goes. And that's what's something that he's learning within this offense. With each carry, he's getting better and better at it to set up his blocks and then find a way to get to the outside.
3 wide receivers. Jarius Wright is in, number 17 for the Vikings. And the reverse to Wright. Picks up a block from Teddy Bridgewater. He might go all the way. And he is taken down at the 6-yard line. Josh Wilson back in the game, made the tackle, but a 29-yard run for Jarius Wright.
Well, you like a quarterback that can get in and try to help out your receiver. Watch Teddy Bridgewater here. Seal the edge, and that time Jarius Wright finds the outside and just tries to go as much, get as many yards as he can, trying to find the end zone. But Teddy Bridgewater throwing a little bit of a shoulder in there to seal the edge for his wide receiver.
Vikings knocking on the door. Peterson wiggles his way for a couple of yards. Down close to the 3-yard line. Norv Turner calling the offense. Little trickeration with the reverse. And the Vikings have had 2 runs of 25 yards or more. One by Adrian Peterson, one by Jarius Wright.
Well, you're able to do that when you're sustaining drives. And last week he felt this offense had too many mental errors. Things that they can get corrected. But when you're ahead of the chains, you're able to do plays like that.
Second charge timeout. Minnesota.
Vikings want to talk things over with time winding down here in the first quarter. Adrian Peterson off to a great start in the game with 12 carries, 68 yards rushing. The most unique voice in sports is back on the air. The one and only Colin Cowherd is now on FS1. Finally, Smart Sports Talk is back. The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at noon Eastern, only on FS1. And Sunday mornings as well.
He's all over the place. He's got guys coming in every week. Last week, Al Michaels. Had Rob Lowe come through there. Doc Rivers is in the house.
Two tight ends in. Peterson to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. It's been a long time coming for Adrian Peterson, but he's broken that streak of well over 100 carries without a TD. And the Vikings cash in on the good field position that started at midfield, and they have widened their lead.
Talk about holding back your emotions a little bit. First time Adrian Peterson been in the end zone since 2013, November. This is a guy who said, coming in, I'm going to try to keep my emotions to myself, but he hadn't found the end zone in a long time. That time was a runner determined. He was stopped in the backfield a little bit, but kept turning those feet, inching his way, found the end zone.
There's the look.
Fullback right in front of him, and he's just determined.
The fans chant his name. They're taking a look, as they do on every scoring play, to make sure he got in. Take a look at the goal line. Where does the knee touch? Looked like he was across.
The previous play is under review.
All right.
That was a bit of a tough angle here, but I thought his knee came down right as the ball was crossing the end zone.
And again,
the goal line.
The ruling on the field is touchdown. There's the knee. Where's the ball?
It's hard to determine when does the ball cross the line. It's right there in his right hand. I think you got to look at it right. That knee's coming down and the football is right there. Now we just got to see that end line, that goal line cam, and see right when that ball crossed. It's a difficult look.
Is there enough evidence to overturn it? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think you really have to stick with this. This is the best angle I think we get of it right here. See, the knee's down, the football's right here. Here's the goal line.
But where's the knee? Is the knee down there?
Right there. They may bring this one back. There's the football. There's the knee down and the goal line.
That may be the telltale view. Mike Zimmer.
This is a scoring review, though, so it's not a.
We have Mike Pereira in our studio, our expert on rules. Mike, what are your thoughts on that play?
I'm like going, guys, you're on it. Adrian Peterson's going to get another shot at this to score, but again, knee down, you got to clear down the line shot,
After
and that's what
play,
they look for. Do you
the runner is short of the goal line
shot?
It'll be third and goal. A half-yard line.
All right. You're right, Mike. Thank you. So, on the review of the scoring play, Peterson just short. It'll be second and goal, inches away. Excuse me, third and goal.
Who do you think should get this football? I'm saying Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
You got to give him another shot at it.
The Vikings have a tackle eligible. Austin Shepard, rookie out of Alabama, has come in at the end of the line. Number 74. And we've come to the end of the first quarter. They'll let the clock wind down, go to the other side of the field. It's been a good start to the game for the Minnesota Vikings. They took the opening kickoff, marked 75 yards, and grabbed the lead. Right here, they're inches away from widening the lead. We are back in Minneapolis. Sam Rosen, Kirk Morrison, Peter Schrager. Glad you're with us. Minnesota Vikings getting set for the start of the second quarter, inches away from the goal line.
Inches away. You got to give this ball back to Adrian Peterson. He missed it on the last play. You give it back to him. He's trying to find it. He smells that end zone. You got to give it back to him.
The Vikings come out with the tackle eligible. Austin Shepard on the left side. Here's Peterson. And he's trying to find his way in. The Lions do a great job of keeping him out of the end zone. Great job up front by the Lions.
It's called building a wall. And then when you build a wall at the line of scrimmage, you force Adrian Peterson to stop his feet. See how his feet stop? Now you got him. Now you find and get your guys ready. You start rallying to the football. But Adrian Peterson looking over at the sideline and telling them, hey, run that play again. Run that play again. I want the football.
All right, he's got the fullback in front of him. The fake. Bridgewater has it, and he runs it in for a touchdown. There's a flag on the play on the far side. There's a flag down.
Offside. Defense number 94. Penalty decline. Result of the play. Touchdown.
Ziggy Ansah offside, but it's Teddy Bridgewater with an excellent fake to Adrian Peterson.
Everybody here in the stadium thought it was going to number 28, but watch Teddy as he boots all the way out. He has Kyle Rudolph in the back for a touchdown wide open, but Teddy Bridgewater cruising his way into the end zone, getting his first rushing touchdown of the season.
So the Vikings do cash in. The extra point by Blair Walsh is good. And the Vikings have a 14-0 lead. All smiles on the sideline. And Teddy Bridgewater much more under control in this game than he was last Monday night.
Yeah, last Monday he said it was a tough environment for him. You know, a first game of the season. They're in San Francisco. And he thought that defense of the 49ers really brought the intensity and his offense. He thought he could have sustained drives, made some better throws, some better decisions. But so far in the opening parts of this football game, Teddy Bridgewater accurate with the football, but using his legs. And this is something that Norv Turner has talked about with us, that he's got to find a way to keep this offense as balanced as possible with Adrian Peterson, but not take away the legs of Teddy Bridgewater. That is an asset that he has, and he wants to continue using it throughout the season.
He had one rushing touchdown last season, ran for 209 yards. There's Adrian Peterson. He still doesn't have that rushing touchdown. Talks to his head coach, but certainly he's been a big part of the offense. 70 yards rushing thus far in the first half. And the head coach gives him a pat, says, we'll get it to you. We'll get it to you. Walsh kicks it off. Amir Abdullah watches it fly over his head and through the end zone for the touchback. Minnesota Vikings, their game plan was to get the ball to Adrian Peterson, and that's what they've done, and it's been a big factor thus far.
Last week, 13 touches. We're at the start of the second quarter. He's already got 14. We know he's the focal point of this offense for Minnesota. As he goes, so does the offense go. And you can see that offensive line who struggled, I thought, at times last week, definitely firing off and executing in the blocking schemes this week.
Now, Matthew Stafford and the Lions have to find their offensive rhythm. Stafford connects with Golden Tate up to the 30-yard line. And that'll be close to the first down marker. The safety, Andrew Sendejo, made the stop. Matthew Stafford, man with a rifle arm, has been outstanding. But certainly the concern for the Lions has been the offensive line, the injuries they had coming into the season. A first down. Amir Abdullah with a short pickup up to the 32-yard line. Jim Caldwell in his second year as head coach of the Lions. Outstanding year last year, and they came so close to beating the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs.
Yeah, so close. And just talking so far this season started. Talked about the offensive line a bit with us yesterday, saying that they're going to continue to gel. There's some new pieces to this offensive line. They're going to gel. It's going to take some time, but this offensive line definitely going to get it going throughout this season. But it's starting off so far hard time executing.
Empty backfield. Stafford quickly to Eric Ebron. Turns it over. A nice gain. Knocked out of bounds up at the 47-yard line. Sendejo chased him out. 15-yard pickup. And now the offense seems to be getting going for Detroit.
Eric Ebron right here. He has Everson Griffin, and then just what does he do? He gets underneath, finds a way to turn around and become the hot route. And that time, Matthew Stafford locating the blitzer coming off the edge, hitting Eric Ebron. This is where he's going to get more comfortable with this offense, the tight end position. This is what Joe Lombardi wants to feature, the tight end.
Theo Riddick in the lineup, gets the pass and gets across midfield. First time the Lions have been to Vikings territory in the game. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line, again at 6.
You know, Matthew Stafford told me this may be the best skilled position group that he's ever had to play with. You already know, we talked about Calvin Johnson a lot already, but you throw in Golden Tate, the emergence of the young rookie, Amir Abdullah, and then you still have the Theo Riddicks and Joyke Bells, Ebron at tight end. So it's only one football, but he feels he's got a good skilled position group that he can spread it around to.
2 tight ends in now. Tim Wright has joined Eric Ebron. Joyke Bell tries to cut it back and gets a couple of yards down to the 44-yard line. Scott Crichton made the stop for the Vikings, the second-year defensive end out of Oregon State.
A lot of young guys on this offensive line, but this is where you get into these third and short situations where you have to be ready, because you know the Minnesota Vikings are going to try to come with that double A-gap pressure. See how this young offensive line for the Lions is able to handle some pressure from the Minnesota Vikings.
Third and a couple. Amir Abdullah in the backfield. Stafford rolls and throws. He's got it. And a first down. Lance Moore with a catch. Out of bounds at the 39. And a good third down pickup for the Lions.
It's one of the reasons why they picked up Lance Moore. Just a crafty veteran here. Finds a way to work the route. Captain Munnerlyn motions down, and it's just one-on-one. Outside foot, and Matthew Stafford able to deliver a strike. That's why they like Lance Moore. The crafty veteran knows how to get open on third downs.
2 backs in the backfield. Now Theo Riddick goes in motion. Amir Abdullah is back there as well. Stafford with a quick toss outside of Calvin Johnson. Short pickup. Down close to the 32-yard line.
You got one-on-one with Calvin Johnson in the corner playing this far off. You just run what we call a now route. Just turn around, look for the football. And Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson, I think they see this. If they're going to play off, you try to get as many yards as you can. If you get a corner pressed up, that's where you see they may take a couple shots, but you have to locate when the one-on-one coverage, the one-on-one matchup is there.
Tariq Floyd with a hit on Matthew Stafford. 2nd and 3 for the Lions. Abdullah takes it outside and is out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Let's see what's happening in the NFC North. Mike Hill's got the update. Mike.
Yeah, the Bears out of the NFC North going back and forth with the Cardinals. How about Jeremy Langford, the rookie out of Michigan State, getting his first NFL touchdown? Jay Cutler, 8 for 8, 121 yards, tied at 14 in the second. Sam Kirk, back to you.
That game has gone back and forth.
Thanks,
Mike. Arizona scores. Bears tie it. 2 tight ends in. Joyke Bell, the running back. 3rd and 1 for the Lions. It's the fullback for a first down, Michael Burton, the rookie out of Rutgers, a 5th-round draft pick.
Roberson that time just trying to blow it up, get in there, blow it up, get down, and you grab right around the ankles. You may want to take a look at that spot. I thought the knee may have came down before that line, before the ball crossed the line, but Roberson doing a good job. Long time Minnesota Viking. Just getting in there, knifing, trying to make a play.
The officials move the chains. The Lions come to the line quickly. We got 2 backs in there with Abdullah in the slot. Everybody out. Stafford goes short to Joy Bell. Bell fights his way inside the 15 and down to the 12-yard line. Andrew Sendejo, the safety, with a stop, 16-yard pickup. Good drive by the Lions here. That short passing game working.
Matthew Stafford, right before he checks off on the play, he knew he had man-to-man coverage on the outside, but what does he do? He gets the better matchup. He finds a matchup that he likes, which is getting the ball to Joy Bell, who's matched up on the linebacker. You take what you can get. That time, Matthew Stafford going through his progressions and finding Bell for a check down in a big play early.
Amir Abdullah, the running back, 3 wide receivers in, flags.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Cornelius Lucas, who is starting at right tackle. Adrian Waddle, still not ready to start, but is dressed. Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah in the 2-back offense. It's 1st and 15 for the Lions, who trail 14-0.
55!
Everybody out. Stafford. Amir Abdullah inside the 10. Pulled out of bounds at the 8-yard line. The linebacker Eric Kendricks, the rookie out of UCLA, with a stop.
Matthew Stafford with a good pocket there on that last play, but he's got 2 backs in the backfield. And this time he gets Amir Abdullah one-on-one on Eric Kendricks, who they consider one of the faster linebackers of this crew, along with Anthony Barr. But Amir Abdullah is such a lightning bolt when he gets the football.
Yeah.
He gets out, and I think Matthew Stafford, Amir Abdullah, starting that little chemistry. We're starting to see they have a chemistry about him, getting the football out of his hands quick and getting it to his best running back.
Stafford 7 for 7 on this drive, completions to 7 different receivers. He throws to the end zone, broken up by Terrence Newman. The 13-year veteran, Terrence Newman, brought in to help the secondary for the Vikings this season.
There's no penalty here. You just got the veteran who just comes and cuts underneath that route. See how he finds a way to bat it down with the left hand. He wanted a flag there, Matthew Stafford did, but when you look at Terrence Newman, you're talking about crafty veterans.
Yes.
There's 2 crafty veterans going against each other, Lance Moore and Terrence Newman. That time Newman with the play.
Big 3rd down play for the Lions, 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Stafford looking outside, now looks to the end zone. It was tipped, and it fell short of Golden Tate. It was tipped at the line and falls incomplete.
This play was designed for Golden Tate. As Golden Tate comes underneath, here he comes. He's going to come right now. Boom. And that time he just slips. And that's where Matthew Stafford wanted to go with the football. Golden Tate, long developing route, the under route, but that time couldn't maintain his footing. He slips on the field. That time Matthew Stafford couldn't connect with him, but that's where he wanted to go with that football. It was wide open.
26-yard field goal by Matt Prater out of the hold of Sam Martin. The Lions, with a good drive, tried to get it to the end zone but couldn't. Settled for a field goal.
Today's game is sponsored by the Lincoln Motor Company and the entirely new Lincoln MKX, and by Samsung, introducing the new Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus and the new Galaxy Note 5.
Great shot of the park here in Minnesota. Lions on the sideline. Started to get the offense clicking, but not enough to get into the end zone. Vikings with a 14-3 lead. Sam Martin will have the official tee it up. Darrell Patterson is back deep for Minnesota. Had a 33-yard return earlier. Martin's kick all the way over the end line for the touchback. Early season battle between 2 great rivals of the NFC North, the Lions and the Vikings. And the Vikings have the lead. His offensive coordinator, Norv Turner, said they wanted to run the ball better and more often. They have.
It's hard to be balanced, but when you got Adrian Peterson, you got to feed him. So far, they're feeding the big running back.
Vikings start from the 20, low snap. Peterson finds an opening. And he's down at the 23. Again, it could have been a disastrous play, turned into a short gain.
But you see a guy from week 1 to week 2, you say, what adjustments does he make? And Adrian Peterson, to me, has shown me patience. Last week, he was rattled up. He was emotional. First game, and he was getting to the line of scrimmage way too fast. This week, he's taking his time, setting his blocks up, and getting chunks of yardage.
Off the play fake, the short pass to Charles Johnson, who is wrestled down at the 29, a yard short of the first down. James Ahedebo, the safety, with a stop, number 32.
The accuracy of Teddy Bridgewater, just catch and throw. He's executing this week. You know, last week it was tough for him. Talked about the environment that he was in, but this week he's executing. But this is where they need to execute better. Last week, 1 of 9 on third down. Another third down opportunity.
This is 3rd and 2. Off the fake, Bridgewater in trouble. And he flipped it to Adrian Peterson. And Peterson with lots of room. They angle him out of bounds. Darius Slay pushes him out at the 23-yard line. How about that? Ingenuity on the part of Teddy Bridgewater. 49-yard play.
You know, talking with Teddy Bridgewater, he talked about some of the quarterbacks he grew up watching, Marino and Favre, but there's a guy by the name of Fran Tarkenton that played in Minnesota that time. He ran around like Fran.
Yeah.
Found Adrian Peterson as an outlet, and when you give it to Adrian Peterson, he finds nothing but green grass. But keeping the play alive, Teddy Bridgewater, giving it to Adrian Peterson. And that's something that this offense, when you're able, when you're going, the emotions are going in a football game, that's where the big plays come from.
Quick toss outside to Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, pulled out of bounds at the 13. Close to the 12, it's another first down for the Vikings. Teddy Bridgewater with some heads-up play, an 11-yard pickup on that play. Adrian Peterson, the good thing for the Vikings was he was ready for that play with Bridgewater going down. Peterson was ready for the little flip to him. Longest reception for Adrian Peterson since 2009. This is Jerick McKinnon, the backup to Peterson in the game, taking it inside the 10, close to the 9-yard line. Give him 3 yards on the carry.
And if you're the Detroit Lions, this is what you didn't want. You didn't want to give up the big plays, the chunk plays. They felt last week against San Diego, too many 10-plus yard plays. They didn't want that. And here you've seen 2 big plays, or 3 big plays already for this Minnesota Vikings offense. If you're Terrell Austin, this defense, you got to settle down a little bit. Right now, they seem out of sync.
Off the fake to Peterson. Bridgewater being chased, throws it away. Way over the head of Charles Johnson. Pressure from Jermel Cudjoe, the defensive tackle.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 28. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the Lions hurt themselves on the defensive holding call. The rookie Quandre Diggs, the rookie out of Texas, 6th-round draft pick, called on the hold. It's a 1st and goal for the Vikings just inside the 5-yard line. Zach Line is the fullback. Adrian Peterson in at running back. Peterson slowed down and pulled down. Good job of penetrating on the play by Issa Abdul Quddus, the safety. He slowed down the play, and it turns out to be a loss of 4. The tackle by Josh Bynes.
Yeah, good job by Quddus as he gets up the field and turns Adrian Peterson back. And that's where the cavalry is there. See how he turns the ball back a little bit and gets up, slows him down just a bit, but he slows him down enough to where the rest of the guys can come and chase him to the sideline. Good job by Caduce getting up the field and making Adrian Peterson stop his feet.
2nd and goal at the 8, 3 wide receivers in. Bridgewater with time, nobody open, and he's brought down. First sack of the game for either team. Ziggy Ansah takes him down, a loss of 2.
This time the coverage was there. Teddy Bridgewater nowhere to go. Everybody's there on their man. A heady ball right there on Wallace. Got Slay on the other side doing a good job on the tight end. That time Detroit communicating. They didn't do that in the first drive early on, but now you see they're communicating, they're talking, they're starting to get in sync. That time Teddy Bridgewater nowhere to go, takes the sack.
3 wide receivers left on 3rd and goal, just outside the 10. Bridgewater fires, incomplete. Try to bullet it through to Kyle Rudolph, and just a little too high. So good job by the Lions as the Vikings had a 1st and goal inside the 5, and the Lions really stiffened.
Yeah, everybody, the underneath coverage for the Lions that time just sitting back in their zone, forcing the high throw from Teddy Bridgewater. Nowhere for him to go. So you throw that football where only your guy can get it, and if not, it sails out of bounds. That time Teddy Bridgewater, smart decision. Lions holding the Vikings to a field goal.
28-yard field goal try for Blair Walsh is good. There's been some concern about the consistency of Blair Walsh. He was 1 for 2 in the game Monday night. He comes through here.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by FanDuel, the leader in one-week fantasy football.
A beautiful day here in Minneapolis. The Vikings home opener, and they lead the Detroit Lions 17-3. Blair Walsh to kick it off. Amir Abdullah, who had 105 yards in returns last week, hasn't had a chance yet in this game. This time he will. Abdullah takes it outside, finds the lane. Good return across the 25 and up to the 27. Give him 32 yards on that return. How about this play? Bridgewater in trouble, going down, flips it to Adrian Peterson, turns into a 49-yard gain. Only 2 catches in the game thus far for Calvin Johnson, so the Lions still haven't been able to get him the ball.
Yeah, 2 catches but 3 targets. And I think he's a guy that needs at least 4 or 5 targets per quarter because he's that kind of a game breaker. You're Detroit, you got to find the ways, regardless of the coverage, to get the ball to Calvin Johnson.
Late first half. Tom Johnson in on the defensive line for Minnesota, number 92. Stafford checking off at the line. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Stafford's good pass to Golden Tate. Up to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 18.
At that time, Golden Tate just getting over the top of the linebackers there. Kendricks goes into the line of scrimmage. That time giving a nice little window for Matthew Stafford to fit the football to Golden Tate.
No huddle offense. Stafford being pressured, gets rid of it, and it comes up short. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. 1:57 left in the first half. The Lions still trying to find their game. They're down 17-3. Apps, videos, and more at itunes.com/NFL. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Matthew Stafford, 12 for 18, 115 yards. No turnovers in the game for either team. Theo Riddick in the backfield for the Lions. 3 wide receivers in. Stafford threw it behind Calvin Johnson. Flag downfield. Looks like a holding call.
They're probably going to get Xavier Rhodes a little bit of hold down there
prior
at the
to
bottom.
Pass. Holding. Defense number 29. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It is Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah, it's the route. Calvin Johnson right off the line of scrimmage and just bodies him. But Xavier Rhodes, see that little hole right there that's where they're going to call that every time. And that time you're seeing another way to get Calvin Johnson free from that double team, send him up the field, and then come underneath.
Second penalty of the game for the Vikings. The ball up to midfield. First down for the Lions. Blitz coming, it's picked up, that pass low. Again, intended for Calvin Johnson. Now they're trying to get it to him, but the passes haven't been that good.
Yeah, if you're Calvin Johnson, we already know you got to catch this football, because a good job by the offensive line first. They picked up the blitz. The Vikings brought 6, and that offensive line held up. They blocked everybody, and you get it out to your big-time receiver, and he drops it. He knows he needs to catch that football.
My apologies to Matthew Stafford. That was a good pass and a bad drop by Calvin. 2nd and 10. Stafford throws, and he got it in there to Golden Tate. He found an opening, not by much.
Golden Tate's been his go-to guy outside of Calvin Johnson. When they brought Golden Tate in last year, Calvin Johnson injured throughout most of the season, but Golden Tate was the guy who stepped up and became the favorite target for Stafford.
The hurry-up offense, the quick toss to Eric Ebron, and he's taken out of bounds at the 29. Let's get a game break from Mike Hill in the studio. Mike.
All right, guys, Cardinals and Bears, and Jay Cutler got some issues. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, 26-yard pick six right there. Cutler got injured on the play, replaced by Jimmy Clausen. Arizona up 28-14. Sam Hurt, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Tough schedule for the Bears to start the season, and now an injury to Jay Cutler. Arizona, a good start. At the 29 on 2nd and 7. Lions have all 3 timeouts remaining. Everybody out. Stafford throw low, but a good grab. Down at the 19 by Golden Tate. The sure-handed Golden Tate, 11-yard pickup. And again, Lions go no huddle. Stafford drops it off to Theo Riddick. Slips a man. And gets down to the 11-yard line. Good job by Theo Riddick, 8-yard pickup.
And the Detroit Lions still pressing the tempo. Not taking, they still have 3 timeouts left, but still pressing the tempo.
2nd and 2. Stafford gets time. Nobody open. Rolls and throws. Was he in bounds? The Lions think so. Calvin Johnson made the grab. And it's ruled in, let's see.
I didn't see a signal.
No. Matthew Stafford signaling touchdown.
We're waiting on a review here, but Stafford buying time, waiting. Oh, that's close. That's close.
Falling out of bounds against Xavier Rhodes.
I'm not sure he had possession long enough with the feet in bounds.
The previous play is under review.
Take a look at that right foot. Watch the right foot right here. That right foot, does it come down out of bounds as he gains possession of the football?
Great job of possessing the football by Calvin Johnson as he's falling out of bounds. All right. Mike Pereira's in our studio. He's our rules expert. Let's see what he thinks.
Well, I'll tell you, look at those 2 toes on the ground. It looks to me like he does get possession with the 2 toes on the ground. If you take a look at it here, watch here. He sticks it really pretty clean right there. And then you got the 2 toes on the ground, dragging out of bounds. Does he hold on to it there? Yes. I mean, I see that certainly. I would stay with a touchdown there.
All right.
Trying to find a definitive look where I can see that right toe. When you see that, the right toe is what I'm looking at. Is there a little space in between there? Is there a little bit of green right there? A little bit of green. I think he may. I see a little bit of space in there, Mike. Just a little bit of green.
A little bit of space. A little bit of space. They're looking for a lot of space.
All right, the Lions think they have a touchdown.
I don't see enough to overturn that. I think you may have to stay with it. See that right toe? Yeah, I think that's enough for me.
I think you got to stay with that call. That's the best look that we saw, a toe on the ground, or certainly very close to the ground. Interesting with all the shots, they take a look at this. And, of course, they're waiting for the shot to make sure, what you saw there, that Calvin Johnson held on to the ball when he hit the ground. So they eliminate having to look at that. So then they go back and just focus on the toes here.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Lions. Thanks, Mike. Good call on your part.
Just a little bit of space. Just a little bit of space in here. We saw a little bit of green right there. Just a little bit. Good job by Calvin Johnson, though. How many times is when he catches a touchdown, we always got to review it because he's such an amazing athlete.
Right.
He's able to do things like that we just saw right there. Unbelievable athlete dragging both those feet down for a touchdown.
Matt Prater with the extra point try. Lions go 73 yards in under 2 minutes. The hurry-up offense really worked for them. They upped the tempo, and it clicked. A couple of big passes from Matthew Stafford to Golden Tate, and then, of course, the touchdown pass to Calvin Johnson. We are winding our way down to halftime, and the man who will be anchoring things back at the Emmy Awards is Kurt Menefee. What's happening, Kurt?
I'm Kurt Menefee here on the red carpet where we're getting ready for the 67th Primetime Emmys later on tonight on Fox. All the stars will be out here in just a bit, including our guys, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. We will get you all caught up on all 10 games going on in the early window here in the NFL. That's on the Visa Halftime.
The guys look good. They always look good. But I thought they'd wear tuxedos at the red carpet.
I think they may later on. Later on. I want to see Terry in his tuxedo. I want to see Terry Bradshaw in that tuxedo.
Absolutely.
Who do you think is more excited to be on the red carpet? Terry, Michael, or Howard? Or even Jimmy. Throw Jimmy in there.
I think Terry. He's the veteran. Yes. He's the guy he's the showman. Sam Martin to kick it off. 34 seconds to go in the half. Big touchdown for the Lions, who will receive the second half kickoff. Cordero Patterson on the return. Little shake and bake, little spin, and he falls forward to the 23-yard line. Check out what's happened in the game. The Minnesota Vikings with Adrian Peterson carrying for 70 yards already in the first half. Teddy Bridgewater with a couple of big plays, including a little flip pass that turned into a 49-yard gain to Adrian Peterson. Calvin Johnson has 3 catches in the game. The big one was the excellent toe drag at the edge of the sideline in the end zone for the touchdown. Bridgewater with Asiata and line. Asiata on the carry for a couple of yards. Matt Asiata and Jerick McKinnon stepped up last year for the Vikings when Adrian Peterson was suspended. And it'll be interesting to see how their roles develop. Vikings, good start to the game. Coming up, it's the Visa Halftime Report. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy on the red carpet at the Emmy Awards. They will check out the NFL scores and highlights. Bill Belichick and Rex Ryan matching up in the big game in Buffalo between New England and the Buffalo Bills. Johnny Manziel with a start for the Browns.
Yeah, 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks going at it. Johnny Manziel versus Marcus Mariota.
We talked a lot about Adrian Peterson, but how about Teddy Bridgewater, the second-year quarterback, 6 for 8 in the first half.
Yeah, last week talked about being rattled. This week he is in sync, finding a tight end early, using the running game to help him out, and then using his legs. This is something they want to do more of. Utilize one of Teddy's strengths, which a lot of people didn't know about his mobility. They're seeing it now on full display.
Teddy Bridgewater, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. The Vikings grabbed the lead by scoring on the opening possession, driving 75 yards for a touchdown. At halftime, 17-10. Vikings lead the Lions. Here's Kurt Menefee. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. And there's lots of excitement here in Minnesota. Home opener for the Vikings. And the Lions trying to spoil it. Came back strong at the end of that first half. That was today's excitement, brought to you by Nissan. What do you look for here in the second half, Kirk?
I think continue getting the football to Calvin Johnson. And if the Minnesota Vikings want to play that halo, two-man under on Calvin Johnson, then Golden Tate is going to continue to have the big day that he's having so far. I mean, Matthew Stafford just, first of all, give credit to this offensive line. Last week didn't play as well as they thought they could have against San Diego. They're still gelling, but I'll tell you this, Matthew Stafford has hung in there and delivered some strikes to Golden Tate. That's what I see more of for the Detroit Lions. As far as Minnesota, continue to feed Adrian Peterson. I think they should be fine.
Blair Walsh kicks it off, line drive that bounces past Amir Abdullah. And it's a touchback. We check in along the sideline with Peter Schrager. Peter.
Sam, you see that the Lions gave up 17 points. You'd think Jim Caldwell would be disappointed. Just the opposite. He thinks that the pressure's been good. He's pleased with the work, and he thinks, unlike last week in the second half, he's going to rotate the defensive linemen more, and you're going to see same push up front. As for Mike Zimmer, not thrilled with the way they ended the first half. Expect for a lot more protection. They might add in some tight end work there on the running game.
Thanks, Peter. Lions start from the 20. Calvin Johnson, 3 catches, including the touchdown catch, 25 yards. Golden Tate had 5 catches for 75 yards in the first half. The delay, Joyce Bell with a short gain, and then he's hit hard by Terrence Newman and Gerald Hodges, the middle linebacker. Now the Lions up-tempoed late in the first half. You see more of that?
I think they got into a rhythm because they were able to keep Minnesota on their heels a bit. Didn't allow them to communicate as fast as they would coming out of the huddle. So we may see more no huddle from Detroit. I thought they got into more of a rhythm that way.
Amir Abdullah, the running back. Burton, the fullback. Off the play fake, Stafford fires and completes to Calvin Johnson. It's a first down for the Lions at the 32.
Yeah, just watch Calvin Johnson as he works the middle of the field here. He comes here and just comes right around here. It's a route that takes a while to develop, but Matthew Stafford waits for it, gets right in behind the linebackers, and delivers a strike to Calvin Johnson. He knows he's going to get hit. He catches, gets right down for a first down.
It's been mostly a passing game for the Lions. They've run for only 15 yards in the game. Stafford, quick pitch outside, completes it, and the ball pops loose. It's recovered by the Vikings. Sendejo, the safety, takes it down to the 6-yard line. The first turnover of the game.
And it's the pesky Captain Munnerlyn. He was known for this when he was with the Carolina Panthers, but he brought that over to this Minnesota Vikings defense. Just get in there and rip the football out on Lance Moore there. Creating a little opportunity for Sendejo, but just not giving up on the play, getting in there and allowing to get his hand right underneath Lance Moore, pulls it out.
Was he down before the ball came loose?
I don't know. I think that football was moving before he got down.
Let's see if the Lions challenge.
I don't know if you want to challenge that one. That one to me looked like simultaneous. That ball's coming
no challenge.
Right out.
This is a change of possession, so this is looked at upstairs.
Get a couple more looks on that one because I can tell you, I feel like that ball was already moving. It's just a good job.
The previous play is under review.
That ball's out.
All right, that will be checked out by referee Bill Vinovich. The review coming from upstairs on the change of possession.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL. By Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by Burger King. Try our Oreo Red Velvet Shake. Now you can have your cake and drink it too.
Here's referee Bill Vinovich with the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Minnesota's ball, first and goal at the 6-yard line.
Not enough to overturn it. It's a fumble recovered by Andrew Sendejo.
And just watch Captain Munnerlyn doesn't give up on the play, gets in there, he wraps up, but this is where cornerbacks, they like to be pesky, they like to fight. They get that football and rip it out. That time Sendejo picks up the fumble and gets it down inside the 10-yard line for the Vikings.
First and goal at the 6. Adrian Peterson is stopped. Ankle tackle, the ball comes loose. And the Lions come up with the ball. Was he down? No, the officials say Lions ball.
Now, and watch Stephen Tulloch here, the linebacker, a violent tackle, grabbing anything that he can. And then James, a heady bow right there, just punching it out with that left hand. That ball is out.
The Lions come right back on the first play, and they take the ball away.
Tulloch aggressively grabbing Peterson by the ankle, leaving him exposed. And James Ahedibo, the former Baltimore Raven, what he's done so often, a physical tackler, but this time getting there and punching the football out. Sort of a clinic tape we're seeing. Defensive backs, second guy there, first guy there, making sure they rip the football out and not just wrap it.
Lions start from the 11-yard line. With an empty backfield, Stafford pressure got away and is hit hard and brought down. Brian Robinson has had a big game. And Stafford shaking up, gets up slowly at the 14-yard line, a gain of 3.
That time Matthew Stafford he's feeling the pocket collapse on him. Everybody's coming around him, but he finds a little opening and steps up. Pretty much nowhere to throw. See, pocket presence. 1, 2, let me get out of here, buy a little extra time. And then Robinson coming in for the tackle.
Amir Abdullah, the running back. And he is brought down. Outstanding play again by Brian Robinson. He has had a big game. 5-yard loss on the play.
He's all about penetration, getting up the field. Just watch him here. He just gets up and it makes a play. This is what you expect from a defensive end. Getting up the field, make a guy miss, and then watch the reaction. You talk about a guy pumped up. Talk about a guy who said, hey, we didn't play our best on defense a week ago. We're going to prove it today.
Lions have not been able to get anything going in the run game. Now at the 9-yard line, they've got to get to the 21 for a first down. Joyke Bell is the running back. Stafford steps up, nobody open. Can't get to the first down marker, is shoved hard out of bounds. Again, Brian Robinson. Now Robinson is shaken up on the play. And he gets up slowly.
Stafford is pushed out of bounds.
This is just a coverage sack. Watch Calvin Johnson's side. Xavier Rhodes right there underneath coverage, and he's right there. He's covered Calvin Johnson. That's nowhere to go. And you look right here, Ebron, the tight end. He's got nowhere to go. He's covered by Barr. Right there on the other side. It's just there's nowhere to go with the football for Matthew Stafford. Just get as many yards you can and get out of bounds.
And stay alive. Sam Martin with the punt. Marcus Sherrills from the 35. Tries to get outside, he does. Down the sideline goes Sherrills, out of bounds. Inside the 35. They spotted at the 34-yard line, a 56-yard punt, a 31-yard return.
Just watch as the coverage, but watch this block right there. Justin Tratu, as he's able to, he didn't, make a block in which he went head high. He made sure that he just kind of shielded the defender, giving a little bit of extra room for Marcus Sherrill. That's a good job by special teams. I thought it was going to be a key for this football game.
Matthew Stafford getting some medical attention on the left elbow, which is bleeding. The Vikings in great position at the Lions 34. Off the fake, Bridgewater spins away and throws and completes it to Mike Wallace at the 21-yard line.
It's the escapability of Teddy Bridgewater. He sees the defender coming, Josh Wilson, and rotates to his opposite arm. Watch the accuracy on the run by Teddy Bridgewater. See that football is delivered right there on the numbers to Mike Wallace. That's a catch, get 2 feet in bounds. Step out of bounds, first down for the Vikings.
3 wide receivers in. The delay to Peterson. Takes it outside. Got away from Mathis. Gets out of bounds at the 10-yard line. They'll spot it at the 11. An 11-yard run by Adrian Peterson.
This is something that he still has. He's got that extra gear. Because there he eats up that angle by Rasheed Mathis, the corner for the Lions. And just watch. I will race you to the corner and I will beat you. And that's Adrian Peterson. When he puts that head down, that head starts bucking. You better move out the way. He's got bad intentions trying to find the goal line.
18 carries, 80 yards for Adrian Peterson. Here's another carry straight ahead. Down to the 7-yard line. Picks up 4 on the play. Vikings have had a couple of good returns in this game. Cordero Patterson, a kickoff return that helped get their offense going early in the game, and the Marcus Sherrill's punt return of 31 yards, a big one, setting up this drive and potential score. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. 2 tight ends to the right side, Rudolph and Ellison. Off the fake to Peterson. Bridgewater rolls, throws it away. Nobody open. He was looking for Kyle Rudolph, the tight end. Only the 3rd incompletion by Teddy Bridgewater in the game. He's 7 for 10. There's Marcus Sherrills, backup safety. Matthew Stafford being worked on by the medical staff on that left elbow.
He's taken some shots the last couple weeks. At San Diego, here today. He's a tough guy.
Oh, he is.
He's a tough guy.
3 wide receivers in for the Vikings on 3rd and 6. Bridgewater, couple of nice moves, and he goes to the goal line. He's short of the goal line at the 1, but it looks like he may have a first down. How about those moves by Teddy Bridgewater?
I can't say enough about Teddy Bridgewater. Watch the eyes, though. Watch the eyes. He sees it and then finds a way to show he's got a little wiggle to him as well. He wanted to throw that football up top, saw that it was covered.
Number 74. Number 74 is report as an eligible receiver.
Utilizes his legs, makes a guy miss. And this is a statement right here. You go for it down here, 1st and goal. This is a statement run.
It's Peterson. And the ball pops loose. There's a flag on the play. The ball rolls into the end zone. And it's recovered by the Lions. How about that? Adrian Peterson, who fumbled earlier, fumbles again.
Offside. Defense number 91. Round up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
So that play is negated.
Yes.
The efforts of the Lions wiped out, and the ball is within a couple of inches of the goal line now. It was inside the 1 to start the play. Now it's closer to the goal line.
That time they get Jason Jones, called him offsides, being in the neutral zone. But we all knew this ball was going to Adrian Peterson down here. He's got to take care of the football. 2nd time the ball has been out, but Jason Jones getting up the field. They said he was offsides.
They want Adrian Peterson to score that touchdown. It's 1st and goal. They give it to the fullback, Zach Line. Touchdown, Vikings.
All the attention on Adrian Peterson. But you forget about Zach Line, the fullback. Just a quick hitter. Just hand it off to him, get behind that offensive line and dive forward. Zach Line just sees the goal line and dives in for a touchdown.
That is Zach Line's first NFL carry, his first NFL touchdown, and the Vikings throwing everything at the Lions now.
Adrian Peterson, so much attention to him. Don't forget about the other guy, Zach Line, getting his first touchdown.
Blair Walsh misses the extra point. The 33-yard extra point try is no good. Teddy Bridgewater's been the big playmaker. And Zach Line, who's on special teams. This is 3rd season in the NFL. Played 3 games 2 years ago, 1 game last season. and getting a chance to carry the football and scores a touchdown. And his first NFL carry. Blair Walsh kicks it off. His inconsistency continues, kicking the ball. Amir Abdullah on the return for the Lions. Hit hard as he crosses the 20. And down at the 21, 26-yard return.
Zach Line for a touchdown, but Adrian Peterson missed opportunities. He knows it.
Team is sponsored by Verizon. Watch live local games with NFL Mobile only on Verizon.
Sam Rosen, Kirk Morrison, Peter Schrager here in Minneapolis. The Lions to the line. Matthew Stafford, 26 passes out of 38 plays that the Lions have run. Theo Riddick, the running back. Stafford finds Calvin Johnson, and he knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Just being physical with Matthew Stafford. He took some shots last week, and today he's taking some more big shots, being knocked to the ground, but he's a competitor. He's staying in there, connected with 7 different receivers so far today. He understands he's going to spread the football around, but he's going to take some big hits as well.
Lions go no huddle. Vikings show blitz. Theo Riddick, the running back. 3 wide receivers in for the Lions. 18-yard pickup on the last play. Stafford's pass is caught by the tight end Eric Ebron. This season, stream live local Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. 9-yard pickup on that last play. Stafford has connected on his last 9 passes.
But you look at some of these pass plays, it's all no huddle, it's hurry up, where he can get into a rhythm. He's able to see the defense right now, and he can able to make change calls at the line of scrimmage. We saw some of this at the end of the half. Now we're seeing it to start this third.
It's Riddick. Theo Riddick fights his way into Vikings territory. The ball came loose. Vikings think they have it. They do. Riddick battling for yardage.
And that ball is out. That ball is out. Looks like Shamar Stephen, I think that was him, 93. I'm trying to take a good look at it. Riddick, I didn't see his knee get down to the ground, but I saw 93 late. No, it's Harrison Smith. 93, Shamar Stephen on the tackle, but another defensive back coming in. It's always the second, third guy in where you got to hold the football tight.
Previous play is under review.
Again, every change of possession is reviewed, and Bill Vinovich will go under the hood, take a look at the play, and come up with the official ruling. Vikings with a lead. Coach is ready for the call by Bill Vinovich.
The play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Minnesota ball, 1st and 10.
It is a fumble by Theo Riddick. He was battling for an extra yard or 2, and he coughed it up.
Yeah, but watch Harrison Smith in here with the hammer fist right down on the football. Ball pops right out. One of those drills you do in practice. It's kind of repetitive, but first guy in, grab a hold. Second guy, knock the ball out.
There goes Adrian Peterson into Lions territory. Down to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 8 on the play. Adrian Peterson with 88 yards on 20 carries in the game. The Vikings had gotten him going in this game. 3 wide receivers in. Mike Wallace in motion. He goes the other way. The delay to Peterson. Waits for an opening. It's down to the 41-yard line. And a first down for the Vikings. Late flag comes in.
I think they're going to get Matt Khalil here. A little extracurricular after the play. Maybe a little unnecessary roughness.
Khalil looked at the video board, questioning the call.
After the play was over, personal foul. Offense, number 75. Minnesota made the line of game, so it'll be 1st and 10 after the 15-yard penalty.
As an offensive lineman, you always pride your blocks. But watch 75 right here. He's going to get up and just finish the block, but it was too much after the play. See right here, let him go. And that time, just a little bit extra. They always catch it when you do it late. That time, Matt Khalil hurting his football team. They back it up 15 yards.
It's a first down for the Vikings back at the 44-yard line. The Vikes 44. Bridgewater under pressure, got it to Kyle Rudolph. It's a yard up to the 45-yard line. Pressure from Tahir Whitehead on Teddy Bridgewater. But he has been kept clean. No sacks for the Lions in the game.
We've seen that rotation, though, so far from this Lions defense. Last week, they were a big gas down in San Diego. Today, more of a rotation. We're seeing 6, 7 guys rotating through. They got a little more oomph in this second half than they did a week ago.
Correct myself, 1 sack for the Lions in the game. Empty backfield. Bridgewater with time throws to Rudolph at midfield. October means baseball, and October is coming. And FS1 continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October the 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. What a great time of the year.
That's possible Yankees Mets. We're here in Minnesota. The Twins, they're still in it. Good time for baseball.
At midfield, Bridgewater throws short, juggled by Johnson. He dives and catches it, but he's short of the first down.
Johnson catches this one cleanly. It's a first down. He's got room to run. This time bobbles the football as it gets to him. Nice pocket, clean pocket for Teddy Bridgewater, able to let the route develop. But Charles Johnson just didn't catch it cleanly, forcing a fourth down for his Minnesota Vikings offense.
Lance Moore is back deep for the Lions to return the punt of Jeff Locke. High kick, fair catch called for by Moore about the 8-yard line. Lions down by 13. Matthew Stafford has taken some hits, but he's throwing that football. Start to the second half of the Lions offense.
Early in the football year, you want to improve each week. Last week in the second half, they had 2 turnovers, the interceptions. This week, you start the second half, fumble, punt, fumble. That's 2 turnovers. Just going to put you behind the 8 ball early on.
Lions start for the 8. They have 229 yards of offense, and most of it in the air. Pass to Calvin Johnson. Lunges forward to the 13-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play. Stafford, 22 for 29, 213 yards. Lions have only 21 yards rushing in the game. Stafford has connected on his last 10 passes. Amir Abdullah, the running back. 3 wide receivers in. It's Abdullah cutting it back. Gets a couple of yards across the 15 to the 16. Justin Trateau with it stopped.
Another critical third down for this Lions offense. They need to convert here. Last week, not enough conversions. They talked about, hey, we got to execute. But here, especially backed up inside your own 20, you got to find a way to execute and pick up this third down.
3 for 7 in this game for the Lions. Stafford, quick throw to Calvin Johnson, first down. Little slant pattern up to the 26-yard line, 11-yard pickup.
Just watch Calvin set it up and then get inside. You set up the corner, make him back up, backpedal just a little bit, then get inside. Matthew Stafford delivering the football. I know where I want to go on third down. If I got Calvin Johnson, I know he's going to win outside. 9 times out of 10, that time he did a good job beating the corner inside.
7 catches, 70 yards for Calvin Johnson. On first down, that pass behind the tight end, Eric Ebron. Mike Hill is standing by in the studio with an update. Mike, what's happening?
Great day for the rookie out of Northern Iowa, David Johnson, 108-yard TD on the opening kickoff here with a 13-yard touchdown return, 42-20 in the third, Arizona.
Arizona Cardinals, wow.
Without Andre Ellington, and you get another guy in David Johnson, you add him with Chris Johnson. I mean, the running game for Arizona is going to help them out tremendously this year.
Carson Palmer looking for his 8th consecutive win as the starting quarterback for the Cardinals. Good run by Stafford. He slides to the 35, and a flag goes down.
I think they may get Golden Tate here at the end. Looked like Matthew Stafford had some room to run, but Golden Tate, little grab of the jersey at the end. They caught him right there on the back of Captain Munnerlyn.
Holding. Offense number 15. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
He does a tremendous job of making sure his quarterback is safe, but at the end, right here, see that? He grabbing that right there? Yeah, you call that every time. Not allowing Captain Munnerlyn to get off the block and make the play. Keep the hands inside. When you get those hands outside, you grab jersey, grab cloth. Referee sees that, officials see that every time.
2nd and 15 for the Lions. The ball back to the 22-yard line. Golden Tate has been kept quiet here in the second half after having a real good first half. Stafford with time to Golden Tate. He spins away and gets an extra yard or maybe 2 after the 27, a pickup of 5 on the play. Harrison Smith in on the stop. Sorry, Kurt.
No, the more and more I just look at this offensive line, because Jim Caldwell told us it's going to take time to gel. And as this game's going along, they've been able to locate the blitzers. They've been able to maintain and not let that 4-man rush dictate what they want to do on offense by Minnesota. So here, you get in these situations, you believe that your offensive line can hold up in these 3rd and longs.
Have to get to the 37 for a first down. Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick in for the Lions. Stafford with time, hits Riddick. Nice catch by Riddick, and he falls forward for a first down. Good effort by Theo Riddick. They beat Eric Kendricks, the rookie linebacker.
I like the chip block right here by Amir Abdullah, not allowing Robertson to get inside and just giving a little bit of extra time for Matthew Stafford. Just a little bit of a chip gives him a little half a second longer to hold the football and find the open guy. That time Riddick getting the football, but getting the first down more importantly.
Stafford checking off, 3 wide receivers in, the tight end splits off as well. It's Eric Ebron. Blitz coming, Stafford hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Another big hit on Matthew Stafford.
It's the double A gap pressure. That time they send the linebacker Eric Kendricks up the middle. Harrison Smith as well. Matthew Stafford trying to find the hot route, trying to find it. He goes to Calvin Johnson. That time covered very well by the secondary of the Vikings.
Close to being an interception. Xavier Rhodes was there. 2nd and 10. Stafford gets time and throws wide. Well covered was Golden Tate. He wants a flag on Captain Munnerlyn. But Munnerlyn did a good job.
Nice little battle going on with these guys on the inside. You got Golden Tate versus Captain Munnerlyn. 2 guys are, I call them feisty players, because you see they try to find each other. They want to hook up, but they know the rules of the game. You don't allow a guy to get right next to you, hip to hip. So what does Captain Munnerlyn do? He kind of tags off a bit and waits for Golden Tate to break the route. That time the ball a little bit underthrown by Matthew Stafford.
There's a 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Joyke Bell has come in at running back. Stafford. And it's incomplete. And again, Golden Tate complaining that Captain Munnerlyn was all over him. Nothing called. Munnerlyn and Tate have a little get together. As Munnerlyn says, I got you covered, man.
I call it, it's the game within the game right here. Munnerlyn versus Tate. And this time, remember Tate is right there. He tries to engage and try to.
He wanted a holding on that call.
He wanted the hold, but remember this. The last time Munderland undercut the route, that time he slumped off a little bit and changed his technique. I thought he caught Golden Tate off guard.
Sam Martin punts it away. Sherrill's on the return. Hit immediately. Good coverage on the play by Caduce. Week 2 continues later today on Fox, for some of you on CBS. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. And tomorrow, tune into Monday Night Football on ESPN. Jets and the Colts.
Yeah, Jets and Colts.
Is that Super Bowl III? Will they bring out the heroes from Super Bowl III?
It's going to be a good matchup. Looking forward to that one.
Isa Abdul Caduce on the tackle. Good special teams play. Vikings start from the 18. Adrian Peterson, the running back. Peterson on the carry. Up to the 22-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the play. Peterson closing in on a 100-yard rushing game. His big run of the game was a 25-yarder early, but he has been given the ball steadily. He's fumbled a couple of times.
You know he wants those back, but he was so eager to play. I mean, you could just sense it talking with him. It's like, man, you miss football, you love football, and it's been bottled up for so long for him. And he talked about it. Like, look, I got to get back out there. I can't wait to be with my guys. Last week is not who we're going to be this season.
We come to the end of the third quarter. Minnesota Vikings have led from the start of the game. They lead 23-10 at the end of the third quarter. Fox NFL Sunday continues after a break from your local Fox station. We are back in Minneapolis. I love this star tracker. Let's track those stars. Calvin Johnson, 7 catches, 70 yards, 1 touchdown. How about Adrian Peterson? 23 touches, 145 yards in the game, 96 rushing, 1 catch for 49 yards. Didn't get into the end zone, got close, but under review, they kept it out.
I think that's the only thing that's missing for Adrian today so far. He's missed out on a couple opportunities, especially a couple big-time fumbles that hurt and killed drives, but so far he's been excellent.
On 2nd and 6, complete to Charles Johnson. He's out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Just a short pickup on the play of 3 yards. Sam Rosen, Kirk Morrison, Peter Schrager here in Minneapolis. Beautiful day here. And the Vikings leading the Lions 23-10. Jerick McKinnon in the backfield for the Vikings. Now goes in motion. There's movement on the line. Looks like a false start on the Vikings.
I think they get Charles Johnson on the line of scrimmage.
False start. Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I tell you, coaches always hate this. You're the wide receiver, right? So what are you doing? Your eyes are looking at the football, so you know when it's snapped. Just an unforced error on a critical 3rd down in this beginning of this 4th quarter.
3rd and 8. Vikings with 3 wide receivers in. McKinnon, the running back. Pressure from the outside. Good pass to Rudolph. Tries to spin away. Lunges for the 1st down line. He says he got it. Very close.
Here goes Rudolph, going to get up and get out. And just lunge. Get up the field, turn around, locate the football. Now you got to go find the 1st down. Get down, see how he dived. Try to get as much as you can. It's going to be close.
Chains being brought in from the far side of the field, all the way across the field for the measurement. Teddy Bridgewater, 11 for 14, 114 yards in the game. It's been good balance for the Vikings. The Lions, it's been all the passing game. They haven't been able to run the ball at all. And 2 inches.
Couple changes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it just missed. And A challenge flag thrown by Mike Zimmer. They want to challenge the spot. All right. Mike Zimmer wants Bill Vinovich to take a look.
Minnesota's challenging the ruling on the field with regard to the line of the game. Timeout.
Early fourth quarter. Bill Vinovich will check it out and see if they're going to change this one.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Xbox One, the official game console of the NFL. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
That is the Vikings' beautiful new stadium that is about 70 to 75% complete. It will be ready for next season. It is a gorgeous facility. A dome with part of it will be clear plastic at the top.
After reviewing the play, the runner got to the 28-yard line, which is a first down. The ruling on the field is reversed. Minnesota does not charge a timeout, and they won the first challenge.
Good challenge by Mike Zimmer. Rudolph with a good effort, and the lunge and the dive got the first down.
Rudolph not being denied the first down. He knew where the marker was, extended the football. Mike Zimmer showing a little emotion, excited, picking up the first down.
It's a big play. It's a big play, a couple of inches, but a huge play. Instead of the Lions getting the football on the punt, the Vikings keep the drive going. Peterson back in at running back.
Right on the sideline. There you go.
Ball at the 28-yard line. They're setting the chains on the far side. They actually have to move the chains now into position. Vikings 2 tight ends in, Kyle Rudolph and Red Ellison. Now Michael Pruitt has come in with Red Ellison. Peterson across the 30 to the 31. Time for a game break. Mike Hill's got it. Mike?
Panthers, Texans. Watch this run by Cam Newton on the draw. Cam, Superman. Didn't quite stick the landing, but the judges still give him 6. Panthers on top, 17-10 in the third. Sam Curtin, back to you.
He is Superman, Mike. You're right. Adrian Peterson at 99 yards rushing. He wanted a big day. Returning home. Bridgewater puts it up off the hands of the tight end Red Ellison, a fourth-year man out of USC. Rudolph is the #1 receiving tight end. Ellison, big, strong blocker. Now they like this Michael Pruitt.
They do.
Who was a rookie out of Southern Illinois.
They like all their tight ends. They utilize all three, and they all do different things in this offense. You mentioned Pruitt already. He's more of the guy, they said, the more well-rounded tight end. Kyle Rudolph, the guy I think they're going to use more throughout the year, getting him out of the box and getting those one-on-one matchups with the safeties.
On 3rd and 7, Bridgewater steps up, runs out of trouble. And angling for the first down line, but it looks like he's coming up a little short this time. Got to get to the 38. Jason Jones chased him out. He tried to reach forward with the ball while he was heading out of bounds. And again, the spot will be important.
You're going to take a look at Teddy Bridgewater. When he's in the pocket, his awareness now, his presence. In his second year, he's starting to feel when everything around him starts to collapse. And he escapes the pocket.
Minnesota is challenging the ruling on the field with regards to the line of game.
All right, another challenge for Mike Zimmer. A lot of work, extra work for referee Bill Vinovich. He'll go under the hood again. Vikings hoping for a first down call. All right, Mike Zimmer looks on as Bill Vinovich comes out and will give us the call.
After reviewing the play, The ruling on the field stands. It's where the ball crosses the sideline when the runner crosses the sideline out of bounds. 4th down. Minnesota is charged with their first timeout, and they're out of challenges.
Yeah, I didn't see a definitive look that showed where the ball actually was, but I really think that you have to stay with the call.
Let's check out Mike Pereira's thinking on this. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Hardest spot in the world to overturn is that runner going out of bounds, and that's your 7th replay stoppage in this game, by the way.
Mike's keeping count. On the punt, the return try by Lance Moore, by Golden Tate. Nets nothing as Marcus Sherrills was down there to make the tackle. Mike, let's take another look.
Yeah, here you get ball. Now, does he extend? Where does the ball cross? And that's the problem. Without a down the line, down the sideline shot, you can never be sure where it crossed, because as he goes out of bounds, it's not where he crosses, it's where the ball crosses, but where did it cross? Yeah. And again, that's why if I'm a coach, I probably don't waste a challenge on those spots where the runner goes out of bounds.
Mike Zimmer probably felt he was hot, Mike. Thanks. Stafford throwing on 1st down, and it's intercepted. There's a flag on the play. It's being brought back by Harrison Smith. And he is pulled down inside the 15.
Pass interference. Defense number 29. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
All right, so the Lions retain possession on the penalty against Xavier Rhodes.
You're going to get Calvin Johnson that kind of drags across the field. And see that? See right there? That's where the referee calls it. That little grab of the back of the jersey of Calvin Johnson.
How about there? The hit, the contact on the throw.
Yeah, it's one of those things where no matter what, there's going to be a safety over the top in the corner underneath. But the contact in the back, I thought, just a little bit too early. Xavier Rhodes been physical with Calvin Johnson. That time a little too early. He got called for the penalty.
27-yard penalty. Lions at midfield. Stafford. And this one is intercepted by Justin Tratteau, the defensive end. So the Vikings come right back and make another big defensive play.
I love great technique football because watch Tratteau here. He's going to shuffle down and then just jump in the air. FIC, watch the shuffle, jump, make the interception, tries to make Matthew Stafford miss. But look, watch the shuffle. He read his keys and then all of a sudden tries to go and get a touchdown. But Matthew Stafford, just look at the face.
Ooh.
He's been taking shots all game long. That time he stepped on the back of the helmet as well. Still gets up, but that's a costly interception right there. Right after the penalty, an interception for Detroit.
At the Lions 39, Peterson dropped for a loss on the play. Now it's the Lions who have to come up with a huge defensive play. Loss of a yard. The Vikings with a 23-10 lead. The only score of the second half. The Vikings getting a touchdown but missing the extra point. Teddy Bridgewater, 12 for 16, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown. And he's run for a touchdown. That was a broken play, and Bridgewater runs for it, runs out of bounds, and is tackled out of bounds. And you hear the Minnesota fans reacting. The Vikings bench, Mike Zimmer wants to know why there was no call.
I don't know if he can make that call there. I look at Ziggy Ansah that time, just the hustle, trying to get Teddy Bridgewater out of bounds. I thought the momentum, he initiated contact while Teddy was inbound and it carried him out of bounds. I think it's a good job by the officials holding the flag on that one.
3rd and 9 for the Vikings at the Lions 38. Jerick McKinnon in at running back. Peterson has gone to the sideline. 3 wide receivers in. Low snap, Bridgewater. Throws, he's got a man, it's Mike Wallace with a diving effort. Down to the 16-yard line. And there's a flag on the play. 2 flags. 22-yard pickup. Vikings trying to pay off on the turnover.
After the play was over, delay of game. Offense number 17. 5-yard penalty. Still a first down.
That's on Jarius Wright, the wide receiver.
I want you to watch Kyle Rudolph. He motions down here and watch the block that he gets right here on Ziggy Ansah. I mean, knocks him literally all the way down by the center, allowing Teddy Bridgewater to deliver that football.
First down at the 21. It's Peterson breaking loose. And he is brought down just short of the first down. And he's gone over 100 yards. Rasheed Mathis on the tackle. But Adrian Peterson over 100 yards rushing in the game with a 9-yard pickup. 25 carries, 107 yards. You have to go back to December of 2013 for his last 100-yard rushing game. Good tackle up front by Josh Wilson, the cornerback, coming up to make the stop on Adrian Peterson for no gain.
This has been a point in the field where the Detroit Lions defense, though, they stood tall. I mean, they've been down here before. They've found ways to stop and bottle up Adrian Peterson. But third and short, we have to look at Teddy Bridgewater, his ability to use his feet. It's been the run-pass option that they used on third down. The Vikings, if it doesn't go to Adrian Peterson, you have to watch Teddy Bridgewater getting out of the pocket on the bootleg.
3 tight ends in. They motion Pruitt. Hand it to Peterson. He's got a first down with a second effort. That little extra burst. Plowed forward to the 8-yard line. Travis Lewis in on the tackle for the Lions.
Remember last week, Minnesota goes against San Francisco, and they came out in 13, which is 1 back, 3 tight ends. That time, Minnesota, they said, you know what, we saw what San Francisco did. Let's try it on Detroit. They bring out the 3 tight ends, the 1 back and Adrian Peterson, and just go right behind the tight ends for a first down.
McKinnon in at running back. First and goal inside the 9. McKinnon, slow developing play, not much there. Maybe a yard to the 8-yard line. Stephen Tulloch, number 55, the middle linebacker, with a good job. The Lions still without their best defensive player, the all-pro linebacker, DeAndre Levy, still out with a hip injury. And the Lions are just hoping that it will get better. He has been out for a while now, since preseason. All right, it's now been 129 carries without a touchdown for Adrian Peterson. But this will be a pass. Bridgewater gets loose. Flag on the play. The short pass complete. And down inside the 1 is Charles Johnson, and he's shaking up on the hit.
Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
The play is wiped out on the holding call against Matt Khalil.
Yeah, they hit Ziggy Ansah up top, beating Matt Khalil with his first move, a little swipe move, and Khalil grabbing the jersey a little bit, allowing Teddy Bridgewater to get out of the pocket. They catch Khalil.
Tyron Walker came off the field. Looked like he was bruised on the play, banged up a little bit. He's replaced by Gabe Wright, number 90, the rookie out of Auburn. Ball back to the 18-yard line. It's second and goal. Adrian Peterson dropped the football. That's his 3rd fumble of the game. It looks like he got it back. James Ahedebo ripped it loose.
James Ahedebo again, just getting his hand on the football. That's what he's known to do. One of the most physical tacklers in all of the NFL. Just swiping at the football. Adrian Peterson not protecting as he gets through that initial wave. That first line of defense, got to keep both hands on the football. Ahedebo with a heads-up play.
3rd and goal at the 14. Bridgewater to Adrian Peterson. To the 10. Spinning and goes down at the 5-yard line. And that'll bring on the field goal kicking unit. A 9-yard pickup.
The 5 to Peterson.
That penalty on Khalil was huge, backed him up. But once again, Detroit, that defense standing up in the situation. Minnesota down that red zone. But Detroit from last week, they didn't convert in that red zone. This week, standing tall, forcing another field goal.
This will be a 23-yard field goal try for Blair Walsh, who missed an extra point try from 33 yards in the third quarter. And this field goal is good. 3 points on the board, a 16-point lead for the Vikings. Adrian Peterson, where is the end zone?
It is sponsored by the all-new Audi A3 e-tron plug-in hybrid. Plug in and take names.
Vikings put 3 points on the board. It's been a mixed bag for Adrian Peterson. He's had some good rushing yardage. He's caught a couple of passes. He's rushed for 115 yards, but he's had 3 fumbles in the game. One was negated by a penalty, and he hasn't been able to get into the end zone yet.
You can see it on his face. He wants it bad. I mean, that end zone, that goal line is calling his name. He just can't get there.
Blair Walsh with a deep kick. Amir Abdullah brings it out. Slipped. Spins. And the return up to about the 18-yard line. Vikings with a 26-10 lead on the Lions. 6:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. If the Lions are to get this game even, they've got to do it the hard way with 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
Yeah, they're still 2 scores away. So that's what you have to keep preaching, especially on this drive. Fellas, we make a couple plays here, we're right back in this football game.
From the 18, Matthew Stafford, 25 for 37, 240 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Everybody out. Stafford has time. Theo Riddick juggles, and he holds on. Gets up to the 29-yard line. He's got enough for the first down. The pass thrown a little behind him. He had to reach back to catch it.
Yeah, if he catches it cleanly, he can probably run for some more yards. But that time, Matthew Stafford allowing Riddick to get in behind that zone and make a play.
Out of the shotgun, the no huddle. Stafford in trouble, and they got him. Sacked by Everson Griffin, who had 12 sacks last season. Comes up with a sack here. His first of the season, a loss of 2 on the play. No huddle for the Lions. Pressure on Stafford. He steps away. Waiting, nobody open. Now he throws wide. Try to get it to Lance Moore. Update time. Mike Hill standing by. Mike.
Hey guys, remember America's Game of the Week coming up next. Tony Romo without Des Bryant in Philadelphia, taking on the Eagles, and former teammate DeMarco Murray, who'll probably get more than the 8 carries he got last week against his former team. Eagles boys next on Fox. Sam Kirkpatrick.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Thanks, Mike. And how about Washington winning today at home against St. Louis, 24-10?
Yeah.
Another hit on Matthew Stafford.
Another big hit on Matthew Stafford. But he's hanging in there. He's right back at the line of scrimmage.
At the 27, 3rd and 12. Stafford. Quick outside, Calvin Johnson wrapped up by Xavier Rhodes. There's a flag upfield at the 41-yard line.
Maybe illegal contact, I believe, down here 5 yards down the field. Maybe giving Detroit a first down
that
here.
would give him an automatic.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 97. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Fans don't like it. It's on Everson Griffin. And it does give the Lions a first down. That's a bad penalty.
Keeps the drive going. He's had some good rushes in there too, but you can't keep that hand up near that face mask underneath. They're calling that every time, hands to the face.
First down, Lions at the 32-yard line. need a couple of big plays in a hurry. Riddick is the running back. Stafford throws to Calvin Johnson, and he's brought down immediately. They're getting to him quickly. They're not letting Calvin break anything. Eric Kendricks with a tackle along with Xavier Rhodes.
They mixed up the coverage too, though. Xavier Rhodes that time playing about 8 yards off, and then he rallies to the football when it's thrown. This time, look at him. He's now pressed at the line of scrimmage on Calvin Johnson.
On 2nd and 5. Stafford throws outside, incomplete. Trying to swing it to Theo Riddick, the running back. Calvin Johnson in the game, 8 catches, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. The Lions with 57 plays in the game, 41 have been passes. They've rushed for only 29 yards in the game. And now a timeout coming for the Lions. Players didn't seem to know where to line up. Lance Moore was on one side, came to the other side. Matthew Stafford has taken a lot of hits. He goes back to throw an awful lot.
He's got to wait for routes to develop. I mean, see, he's got a little blood on his jersey. Strong the interception. But he keeps getting up. That's something that this offensive line, they have to look back and say, we can't allow our quarterback to keep having to pick him up off the ground. Yeah. But in order for Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate, those guys to get down the field, you're going to need some protection. But he's holding on to the football, but he'll find it. He's waiting for it to develop, but you got to give Minnesota credit as well. They've disguised coverages. They've been man-to-man. They've been 2-man under. They've used some linebackers sort of in the hole to keep that ball from keeping that window closed for Matthew Stafford. Now another big 3rd down here for this drive.
3rd and 5. Stafford outside and completes it. Good throw and a good catch for a 1st down. Calvin Johnson's 9th catch of the game. 6-yard pickup. That was a big one.
Using the big body that you have, Calvin Johnson that time shields Xavier Rhodes out of almost a box out like basketball. Boxed him out and was able to make the catch.
Everybody out in. Theo Riddick with a catch, slips 1 man and gets up to the 49-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go. Hurry up offense by the Lions. Stafford calling the play at the line. Vikings come on the blitz. Stafford throws behind Calvin Johnson, incomplete.
He got the matchup he wanted. He had one-on-one. The corner backed off. That time he delivers the football. And boom. Calvin's got to make this catch. He's going to come here and fade out right now. Misses the catch, but Stafford taking another shot.
Little bump. And knocked him down. There's a cumulative effect. 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Stafford behind Lance Moore. He was covered by Terrence Newman. And now it's 4th down for the Lions, and they've got to go for it.
Yeah, this time Matthew Stafford working the backside, the 3 wide receiver side that we call Ebron right there on the line of scrimmage. Tate on the inside. This time he goes to Lance Moore. The coverage up top, Calvin was this time taken away from him. This time he looks backside. Couldn't complete the pass.
At their own 49, they need 4 yards for a 1st down. Stafford steps up, going to run for it. He's got room. He's got a 1st down. He's out of bounds and gets shoved along the sideline, and that's a flag and a bad penalty on Anthony Barr. The second-year linebacker is challenged along the sideline by Matthew Stafford, but he shoved Stafford well out of bounds.
Yeah, Barr that time, that just unnecessary. He's already got the first down. And remember, look where you are. Always be aware you're on their sideline.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense number 55, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's big yardage.
You're on their sideline. He's already given himself up. You just let him go. He picked up the first down. Get back in the huddle and get ready to go. That time cost his team 15 yards.
The young linebacker, Anthony Barr, goes to the sideline, pulled out of the game, and the veteran, Chad Greenway, comes in. Under 3.5 minutes to go. The Lions down by 16 at the Vikings 27. Theo Riddick, the running back. Stafford puts it up for Johnson. He turns, dropped it. Xavier Rhodes on the coverage. That's been the matchup throughout the game.
This is what pressure does, though. You know, Matthew Stafford's been taking hits throughout the game. And so here, this is the matchup that he wants. He just couldn't hold the football long enough. Calvin Johnson turns around. The ball's already in the air. Not enough time to adjust back.
Good play by Rhodes here.
Yeah, Rhodes that time just trying to keep his hand, distract Calvin Johnson as much as you can. But Stafford wish he could hold on to the football a little bit longer to deliver a better throw to Calvin.
2nd and 10. Quick look right, goes left, too high for Calvin Johnson. Pressure, that time from Sharif Floyd. Brings up 3rd and 10.
It's frustrating for Matthew Stafford. You can see it on his face. It's frustrating when he gets to the line of scrimmage. He's got 6 guys on the line. And he's trying to figure out which ones are actually coming and which ones are going to go back in coverage. That time, 6 guys on the line. They only rush forward and drop the 2 linebackers into coverage. They're right back on the line of scrimmage as well right now.
Anthony Barr, the linebacker, back in for the Vikings. There's 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Blitz coming. Stafford gets time. Nobody open. Now he tosses it to Golden Tate, and it's incomplete. Captain Munderland broke it up. Tate had it for a moment, but Munderland has been on him throughout this second half and has done a good job. There's a flag on the play.
Holding. Defense number 29. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Xavier Rhodes gets called and gives the Lions a first down.
Xavier Rhodes has had the job of trying to guard Calvin Johnson all game long. That time, arms outside and kind of pulls Calvin down. The officials are going to see that. And I've talked about the game within the game. Munderland versus Tate.
Timeout. Minnesota.
The Vikings call a timeout. They've had 3 defensive penalties on this drive by the Lions. Stay with Fox. We've got America's Game of the Week coming up, and then the big night in LA, the Emmy Awards, hosted by Andy Samberg. That's going to be a riot to begin with. The 67th Emmy Awards, the big night for television, live after America's Game of the Week right here on Fox. Do not miss.
No.
My wife, all she wants to know, who's on the red carpet,
right.
What are they wearing, and could I buy that dress?
Yeah. If they had an Emmy for toughness, I'm telling you, Matthew Stafford today. I mean, the guy's been taking a shot. You look on the other side, Emmy for, best performance, it was Adrian Peterson. And the way that he's ran the football today, but Matthew Stafford's shown a lot of toughness and still driving his team down here near the red zone.
You get an Emmy for every penalty call you got right today. At the 22, first down Lions. They need a score in a hurry. Stafford fires it, batted away. Nice play by Gerald Hodges. Update, Mike Hill, what's happening?
Hey, Giants could be heading for their second straight disappointing loss, up by 10 in the fourth. Devontae Freeman, though, with the Falcons, giving the Falcons a 4-point lead. Giants trying to drive under a minute left, 24-20 late in the fourth.
Thanks, Mike. I think I should say that. No, Mike did a great job. Those Giants.
Critical
They're
situations.
Just breaking their hearts.
Critical
the hearts
situations.
of their fans. Here's 2nd and 10. Just over 3 minutes to go. Stafford throwing underneath to Calvin Johnson. He's wrapped up by Captain Munnerlyn. Munnerlyn's had a big second half.
He's been busy. He's been busy. Not only has he guarded Tate, he's been on Moore as well. That time they lined Calvin Johnson in the slot. You've seen him on the outside, but now they put him as the inside receiver. And Munnerlyn stepping up to the task, staying underneath Calvin Johnson, knowing he's got a safety over the top to help him.
3rd down Lions. They have to get to the 12 for a first down. They want to get to the end zone in a hurry. Stafford in trouble. He's hit. He buries the ball in the turf. Good pressure by Everson Griffin.
Griffin has had himself a day. He's just been relentless in his pass rush, just relentless. This week he was talking to reporters and telling them last week is not who we are as a team. And you saw the passion. You saw almost guaranteeing a victory, saying you will not see the same team you saw in week 1 in week 2. And he's proven it today, playing with a lot of effort, a lot of determination, a lot of passion.
Here's the ball game for the Lions. 4th down. They have to get to the 12-yard line to keep the drive alive. Stafford throws. Diving effort by Lance Moore. And he's right at the first down line. Oh, boy.
They're going to bring out the sticks for this one. Right on that line. Lance Moore coming back to the football, but
they gave him a first down. And they put the ball in play, and Stafford throws it. It's incomplete. So it was ruled a first down. The chains had not moved on the far side.
We're looking at the chains, and we never saw a signal for first down. Matthew Stafford, alert, gets up on the line of scrimmage and runs a play.
We've reached the 2-minute warning.
Confusion still down on the field.
Stafford.
This is the 2-minute warning.
All right. Well, somebody ruled a first down. Stafford still a little unsure. But we know this. With 1:54 remaining, the Vikings lead 26-10. A minute 54 remaining. The Lions trailing the Vikings. There's still discussion going on. No one ever signaled first down on that 4th down pass play. They then ruled first down. The chains hadn't been moved, and then Detroit got a play off. Now it's 2nd down at the 12-yard line.
Just a heads-up play by Matthew Stafford, getting his guys to the line of scrimmage and getting a play run, giving him a chance down here inside the red zone.
Tight end and 2 receivers to the right. Theo Riddick in the backfield with Stafford. Stafford gets pressure, throws and completes to Ebron. He dives for the goal line. Touchdown! Eric Ebron with a great effort at the goal line gets in, and now the Lions need a 2-point conversion.
Nice job by Ebron. He just comes in. He attacks the linebacker's inside shoulder and then fades out. Watch him here. He comes in here and then fades out. And Matthew Stafford, see, he gets in there, stop, come out, deliver a blow right at the goal line, extend, touchdown.
18-play drive for the Lions, capped off with a 12-yard touchdown pass from Matthew Stafford to Eric Ebron. The play being reviewed upstairs, all scoring plays reviewed. And The touchdown stands. Joyce Bell in the backfield with Matthew Stafford. They need the two-point conversion. They're down by 10. Joyce Bell, and he is stopped. Harrison Smith, the safety, comes up with a big tackle. And the Vikings have a 10-point lead with 1:48 to go. Joyce Bell looking for the opening. Harrison Smith closed it. That's one hard-nosed player. That's safety Harrison Smith. He makes some plays.
Yes, he does. He's physical in the running game. In the pass game, he's also played almost like a nickel back, being able to guard within that slot position, but that time just knifing in, making a play.
Vikings ready for the onside kick. Sam Martin lines his players up. The dribbler gets through the first lane and is covered by the Vikings. Red Ellison, the tight end, covers it up. Vikings ball. Coming up on the State Farm Game Break Show, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy at the red carpet at the Emmys. They'll have the scores, highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. And then America's Game of the Week, the Cowboys and the Eagles.
Can't wait for that matchup.
Adrian Peterson takes it outside. Good stiff arm, stays in bounds as he goes down at the 30-yard line. A 19-yard run.
Just smart. He gets in there. He finds a way, but he always finds daylight. And where does he head? He heads to the sideline. The longest plays in football, they happen on the sideline. Adrian Peterson aware of that, but also showing the awareness of staying in bounds, not being dragged out of bounds, keeping the clock going, forcing Detroit to call a timeout. Adrian Peterson, a big day, big day.
Yeah, he'll be upset with the fact that he fumbled the ball
Yes.
and he didn't get into the end zone today, but 29 carries, 134 yards. That was the driving force of the offense. It allowed Teddy Bridgewater to mix it up, hit his passes when he needed to. A couple of quick plays, a couple of passes to Adrian Peterson. Hard run by Matt Asiata. Straight ahead. Give him 6 yards on the carry. Vikings will play at home against the San Diego Chargers next week, so a good bounce-back game for Minnesota after a game that Mike Zimmer was very upset with. Every Viking told us on Friday that we talked to, they were embarrassed by the way they played at San Francisco.
You know, he mentioned that it was just uncharacteristic of his football team.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to make excuses. But they told me this. 5 preseason games, then you're playing the last game of week 1. Guys are ready to go. And sometimes you can be too ready to go. And that's why they came off flat a week ago.
Jerick McKinnon on the carry. Tripped up, stays on his feet, and gets down to the 20-yard line. The Lions will go to 0-2 and will play their home opener next week against the Denver Broncos, and will play 4 of the next 5 games at home. After the Denver game, they go to Seattle and then play home against Arizona, Chicago, and the Vikings.
Yeah, it's a tough September for Detroit, but that's the way the schedule's makers, that's how they do it. You got to go out, play the games.
Yeah.
But starting this season off 0-2, that's something that they did not expect to happen.
No. As we mentioned right at the top, both of these teams feel they're improved and can challenge Green Bay's supremacy in the NFC North. Fans cheering loudly. It's been a good game for the Minnesota Vikings, and Adrian Peterson with 134 yards rushing. Teddy Bridgewater, 14 for 18, 153 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. And for Matthew Stafford, he took a lot of hits today.
He took a lot of hits, but he hung in there. He stayed in there. I mean, gave his team an opportunity all the way down to the end. Just couldn't convert on a 2-point conversion, but there's going to be some positives that they take away from this football game, but there's going to be some negatives Detroit has to clean up.
They've got to work on their running game, I think. They didn't run the ball at all.
They abandoned the running game. You know, and last week it was about not having enough plays. This week, just the running game never really got going. Amir Abdullah, Joique Bell, and they get into pretty much a passing mode to get it to Calvin Johnson.
Matthew Stafford, 32 for 53, 286 yards. Time to go to America's Game of the Week.